Celebrate Thanksgiving with Safeway. This week at Safeway, get whole Signature Farms frozen turkey, 10 to 15.5 pounds for $8 each, or 16.1 to 22 pounds for $10 each. Member price of the minimum $50 purchase. Limit one per household. Plus, packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, or AHA sparkling water are buy two, get three free. Limit 3 free items. Also this week, get 5-pound bags of Signature Farms russet potatoes for 97 cents each with digital coupon. Limit 1. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more details.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
It's me, isn't it, that does the quiz? Okay. All right. Let me buy myself a bit more time and get mentally prepared for this. What possessed you? What inspired you to come up with the Portugal Café quiz?
It was really a sort of adaptation and expansion on a series of blog posts that I wrote some time ago. 4 blog posts called, let me just get this, called the Portuguese Handbook, Portuguese Cafés, the Secret Handbook, a series of 4 blog posts on Portuguese cafes and what you can expect.
These are your blogs?
So yes, I'll share the links as well.
Great.
So this is kind of an expansion on that, and at the same time, adding some things that I did not add there because they don't really work in writing. So I thought it would be fun.
Yes. You need a YouTube channel, don't you? Everyone.
Yeah. Everyone's telling me that.
Yeah, for the things that just won't work in print. Right. Okay. Before we move on to this, and I'm not just trying to avoid the issue that I'm about to be quizzed here. Owen has sent us a message about olive oil, so let's just have a quick listen to that before we move on and into the Portuguese cafe environment.
Good morning, Carl. Quick tip for you here. Extra virgin olive oil for dressing. Your regular olive oil for cooking, for frying. It's all down to the taste. Enjoy.
Good man. Thank you very much, Owen. So extra virgin to eat cold, as it were, to room temperature, and virgin for the cooking. And as for everything else, forget about it. I mean, all those horrible oils that we discover are really bad for us. Give them a while. The rapeseed oils, a lot of the veg oils, not so great. Sunflowers, I think, is better among those other oils. But if you're in Portugal, why would you have anything other than olive oil or maybe hemp oil or sesame oil for those special occasions? So yeah, buy oil well, and thank you for that, Owen. All right, I think I'm ready now.
Can we have just a bit of a drum roll, please?
Of course we can. You know we can. Right. Let's find the drum roll. Dust off the drum roll. And I say that, and I've forgotten how to do it. Here we go. It's been so long. I think 2 days, in fact. Okay. No, we do have a drum roll. Here it is.
Okay. Question number 1.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So, which one of these statements is true about cafes in Portugal? A. Portuguese cafes are few and far between. B. Portuguese cafes are simply places to stop by for a quick coffee and a snack. C. Portuguese cafes serve coffee-based drinks and snacks, but are also a mix of safe haven, meeting spots, and information hub.
Well, I was nearly going to go. I was nearly going to go for B until you said C, and I'm going to go for C, the all-important networking and social role of the Portuguese cafe.
Yes, which is a kind of woohoo.
Thank you.
A kind of an evolution of on the fact that we used to have, like so many places in Europe, we used to have like the town plaza, the village square where people would meet, and then as things change, cafes actually took on that role very much, not exclusively, but very much, especially after the 70s.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's quite a surprise to foreigners, isn't it, to find out how easygoing the cafe is and what a social space it is. Because if you're from the United States, you tend to get moved on quite quickly, unless you're tipping people and buying renting a space in the cafe or restaurant for a little while. So it's got the similarly, the case in the United Kingdom as well. But here in Portugal, the cafe owners seem to accept that they are hosting a social space as well, and people sometimes will pop in and sit down and not buy anything, but at some point they will, won't they? And it is right, okay.
And then you'll see people just having a coffee and reading the newspapers, doing crosswords, that sort of thing, watching TV. Yeah. It's kind of a second home for a lot of people,
right? And isn't that a lovely thing? That's a wonderful
thing.
It
is.
Yeah,
it's a space for people can just be without a lot of pressure to consume something. It's assumed you will at least buy something, like at least one coffee, but in the vast majority of spaces, it's not like anyone's going to pressure you to leave because you're not buying anything. So
they're going to come and stand behind you.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. What I've noticed, which is I think is fine, is I asked for the Wi-Fi code somewhere recently, and it was something like, buy some food, please. Was the Wi-Fi code? And that's fair enough, isn't it? When you get to that, to that. And
point. Some places don't have Wi-Fi either, so that's
even better, you might say.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
So could you just remind us the answer, the question and the answer one more time, please?
Yes. So the question: which one of these statements is true about cafes in Portugal? And the right answer was: Portuguese cafes serve coffee-based drinks and snacks, but are also a mix of safe haven, meeting spots, and information hub. Not necessarily gossip, but information. That's a difference.
But let's face it, it's going to happen sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. There's room for that. But
and the other thing, Saturday morning, if I go to the market in San Martino de Porto, there's a lovely cafe which is full of local people, and I would like to include myself in that description. And often there'll be an old lady in there, an older lady, an elderette, sat there, and she'll beckon me to join her because it's quite busy. So I'll be beckoned to join a lady, and on one occasion I did this, and I'm sat with her, and we start talking. I mean, we've got a nice mixture of Portuguese and English going on, and it's always fascinating, always interesting. And I'm saying, do you want another coffee? And then in walks the sort of like the deputy president, the number 2 in command in San Martino, and she starts calling him these words that I'm thinking that would be you'd normally hear that on a football pitch or in a football ground. I'm thinking, did you just call him that? And she was giving a local politician quite in a friendly way, but she was really quite rude to him, sort of bringing him down a peg or two. Because she was an elder and he's quite a young guy, and he was taking it. So it's a place for that as well, isn't it? That social interaction and a bit of accountability, it would seem.
Yeah.
You don't sound surprised.
And the fact that he goes to especially because of that age gap that you're mentioning.
Yeah. Okay.
Had it been coming from someone younger, maybe he would not have accepted it as well.
Okay, interesting.
But coming from someone who probably was old enough to be his mom or his grandmother,
his grandma, yeah, and of course, there is we notice this as foreigners, the love of children and young people from the elders, but with that goes the right. As well as the responsibility comes the right to give them a bollocking every now and then as well. Yes. Brilliant. Okay, question number 2.
Question number 2. Portuguese cafes are famous for their latte art. A, true. B, false. The cute photo.
No way.
No
way. Now, sometimes I can tell and you wouldn't even call him a barista here, would you? It's not. No. It's just all of that pretense. Forget it. If you want that, I don't know, stay where you are, because it's not going to happen here. But it doesn't even happen in Italy, does it? Really, it's an entirely.
Yeah, it's here. You'll find, like, if you go to the cities, I'm sure you'll find places that have the cute phone and all of that. Yeah. But the vast majority of places and the vast majority of people drinking coffee, we just expect our coffee to slap us silly in the face, and that's it. So we don't care about the foam. Sorry, but
slap us silly in the face. Is that a Portuguese expression? Slap us silly in the face.
Slap you silly. Yeah, slap one. Slap you in the face. Slap someone silly. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
So
right. I notice if someone's been traveling abroad, if they've gone abroad to work and they come back and they're making coffee, they might take a little bit more care and bang the milk a little bit and zhoosh the milk slightly. But generally speaking, we are free of that pretense and nonsense. We know how we want it, and that is not added value. That's in many ways an unnecessary distraction, isn't it? From this is what I've heard about Portuguese coffee. It's not the best in the world, but it's the most consistently good. Now that has got to be a good thing, and that's probably a coffee snob who said it. But you can expect it's a bit like a Big Mac is a Big Mac around the world. A Portuguese coffee is a Portuguese coffee, generally wherever you go in the country, right? It's of a particular standard, and I love that. So none of your fancy latte foams. Thank you very much. I think I've got 2 out of 2 so far.
Yeah, good. So number 3, which one of these does not belong in a Portuguese cafe? A, beer. B, a couple of shelves with gum and chocolate candy bars. C, pumpkin spice syrup.
Easy. Pumpkin spice syrup. And what I want to do with the pumpkin spice syrup is a Zé Pavinho to that. Take that with you and go. And going back to the second part of the question, the gum, the candy.
Yeah. There's always a shelf. Yes. Raspadinhas. That's
the little games. Yeah, the raspadinhas, but also there'll be a when we first came, the kids saw this. What is it? I don't know. A2, A1 sized piece of cardboard with various chocolate bars. And numbers on them, and there's a game where you can put like a cocktail stick into a board of covered over holes, and it pushes a ball through. And if you get a ball of a certain color, you get to choose a bar of chocolate, or depending on the color of the ball, you get a different bar of chocolate. And a little plastic ball with a number in, and it's like what's that? A tombola sort of game, isn't it? As well. Not seeing that as much anymore.
Yeah, no, that was created by Regina, the Portuguese chocolate company Regina, some years ago. It was actually something based on something that used to exist, like when my parents were kids. Okay. And small, like the local grocery stores used to have something that was basically like that. And the kids would, gather whatever spare money they could to go and get a chocolate, because you always got chocolate.
You always win, don't you? You always win. That's a lovely another fair thing. I mean, even the grabber machine in Portugal. There's one in Caldas. Well, yeah, the modern ones no. There's one in Caldas in the La Vie shopping centre where it keeps going until you get something. It's not you're not against the clock. And the first time we went, the return box had like €3 in it. Because foreigners come along and they think that they've got a time and they walk away, and eventually it gives you your money back if you haven't won anything. It's just so beautiful. It's so
if my
fair.
kid knows about that, I'm screwed.
I'm not going to could be there all day.
Yes.
And we have. Let's keep that quiet. 3 out of 3 for me this morning. I'm doing pretty well. Is this going to get more difficult? I'm guessing you are going to.
Maybe. The last one. I'm saving the best for last, but so.
Okay. All right. And how's everyone doing at home? Let us know. 100% for me so far.
Yeah. Okay, so number 4. What is a café com cheirinho? A, an espresso with a shot of whiskey on the side. B, an espresso topped off with aguardente. Or C, an espresso served with powdered cinnamon. This one's easy.
I'm feeling quite cocky now. I'm going to go with aguardente. I'm going to go for answer B. 100%, 4 out of 4. Yes.
Yes.
And welcome back, Michael and Catherine, to VRSA, who will recommend to them that they go and have a café com cheirinho to celebrate. Cheirinho meaning what exactly, Cátia?
Cheirinho comes from the word cheiro, meaning little smell, like a whiff.
A little sniff, a little whiff of aguardente.
So you have you have a coffee and just top it off with a bit of aguardente. Although I do have to say that the first option was based on something real. Some time ago, I came across someone she was not Portuguese. I'm not sure if she was from the US. I think she was. And she had been to Lisbon, to that, that area called Parque das Nações.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And she had been to a restaurant there, and she had heard someone mentioned it to her, the Café com Cheirinho, and she wanted to give it a try. But the waiter, I'm guessing, was not Portuguese, and he had no clue what it was. And so she explained it the best she could, and then he was still clueless, so he brought her an espresso with a shot of whiskey on the side.
That is outrageous. I'm not. I don't like to encourage complaints book culture. But if that was me, I'd be asking for the complaints book. That is an affront to Portuguese culture and should be stamped out very quickly. I would say.
Yeah, but he didn't know. I'm guessing he wasn't Portuguese. Yeah.
Yeah. How very dare you, sir, do that? I'm quite offended. I'm not even Portuguese. Veronica,
and in some places, sorry.
No, it's just Veronica, not just Veronica. I just want to get this comment in from the wonderful Veronica. Good morning. Hello, Michael. I'm also in VRSA. Are you enjoying the fair, which must be going on at the moment in VRSA? Sorry, I interrupted you, Cátia.
No, I was just going to say that depending on the offer of the restaurant or cafe where you're having your café com cheirinho, you may also want to have it with another option besides aguardente, like amêndoa amarga, for example, the bitter almond liquor.
Okay, yeah.
Or
Jarapiga, possibly?
Yeah, bagaço.
Bagaço, is that what is bagaço? Is that a type of jarapiga or different?
No, it's the kind of stuff that actually makes you grow hair on your chest.
It's like I don't need any more of that. Okay, can it grow hair on my head? I mean,
want to try?
No, if we spread a rumor that it grows hair on your head, we should buy shares in that company before we do so. Okay, so these are very interesting. For the next Good Morning Portugal Wine Club, I have been charged with the task of trying some jarapiga. So that'll be the first Monday.
It's the time for it now. Yeah,
that's right. It's kind of
around the St. Martin's festival.
Yes. So for the first Monday in November, which will tie in nicely with our Discovery Weekend in San Martino de Porto, if we have a San Martino or Verão de San Martino, and we've got the chestnuts and we've got the jarapiga, we will be truly authentic, I think, on that occasion. So trying that then, first Monday in November, 8:00. Join us for that. I'm 4 out of 4. They're all very quiet. I wonder if anyone's got 100% like me. Let's see how we get on with question 5.
Question 5. What is a tosta mística? Mística, okay?
Trick question.
Yeah. An old recipe for ceremonial bread that used to be made by Lusitanian shamans. B, a toast that is... B, a toast that is made on a specific religious holiday. Or C, a common and much beloved pun on the phrase tosta mista.
It's C, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pun. Yeah.
I could have gone with B on that. Like
I know.
Yeah, so bring me the tosta mista. Like what's it on
today for tosta mística, right? So.
That's right. It's like, would you like the extra Reiki blessing on that? Yeah, okay. That would be the tosta mística for you. Okay, 5 out of 5, 100% so far. Are we halfway through? Is it?
Yes.
Right, okay.
10 questions. Yeah.
Still feeling very good. I might even celebrate with a tosta mística later on today.
Yeah, that's a good phrase to use next time you go to a Portuguese cafe. And if you say quero uma tosta mística, it follows like with a with a kind of right. It's a sort of.
I'm going to try it. And at my local cafe.
But it only shows that you're feeling more at ease with the Portuguese language, because otherwise you wouldn't get the pun.
Well, I love the fact that not all languages or cultures enjoy a pun, and it's a matter of.
Oh, we love it.
Well, isn't that great that like a British guy who loves a pun can carry on with that? And I might finish with an obrigadinho, obrigadissimo, and go into the whole medley of obrigado of variations just to play with those words. I have noticed that, and I'm so glad for it. I don't know if the Chinese do the same or the Spanish even do the same with the wordplay. I'm so delighted to hear that. Question number 6, please.
Question number 6. What is the filling you're likely to find in 90% of Portuguese pastries? A, chocolate. B, egg cream. C, strawberry jam.
Oh, egg cream.
Yeah. This one's easy.
Very good.
Yeah.
However, probably an increasing number of chocolate as we're on this
Yeah.
slippery slope as the culture changes. Imagine the chocolate to egg cream balance is changing over time.
Yeah. A lot of it has to do with sometimes not chocolate, but that chocolate hazelnut kind of Nutella sort of thing. Yes.
Well, they are a huge company, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Ferrero Rocher Nutella company. I mean, I think that's pretty evil stuff, isn't it? Has to be said. That hasn't been made by Portuguese grandmas. That's been made in industrial strength and volume. And they're trying to put that anywhere they can. They'll be using it as pointing in buildings if they can, but it's not very good in this climate, of course. The chocolate mortar, but they are trying to put that in all sorts of things, and even in the sacred bolos de Belém, they're popping the Nutella in there. Like, give it a rest. Question number 7.
I've seen it here in Sintra as well, in the travesseiros.
Yeah,
they're like this rectangular shaped. Traditional local pastry that's usually filled with, you guessed it, egg cream and almonds. And they now have a variant of that with chocolate as well.
Well, they must be very pleased with themselves for getting into that market. But please, Nutella, just you're making enough money. Calma, tranquilo. Okay, number 7, I think.
Number 7, yeah. So a lot of Portuguese like to enjoy their espresso with another drink on the side. Which drink is it? A, water, often sparkling water. B, apple juice. C, beer.
Well,
this one.
I do know.
Yes.
A, it is A, isn't it? And
it is. Although.
Yeah, that's why I was hesitated slightly, because there are many people in this community who like to have a beer on the side of it.
Yeah, I know.
And one of the best compliments I ever received from you is when I was out cycling, and I ordered a coffee, a sparkling water, and I had a chamus on the side. It was a Risol Camarão. That's right. And you said, "You are a Portuguese dad now." It's like out on his bike, having a coffee, a sparkling water, and the Risol de Camarão. And it was lovely big shrimps inside it. It was a particularly good one. And what else was I going to say about that? It was fascinating that you brought. Oh yeah, it was about the why it is that people will ask you in it. If you do say, água com gás faz favor, and they'll say pedras, castelo, and you're thinking, and it's like fresca, normal. Like,
fresca, natural, com limão, com gelo.
Yes, like, oh my God, I just saw sparkling water. Why is it so complicated? It's because the Portuguese palate is attuned to the differences in these different brands, isn't it? The pedras is a bit salty and minerally, and Castelo is a little bit smoother and has a little bit more bite to it, it would appear. So it's an important question.
Yeah.
All right. So 100%, 7 out of 7. Have a coffee with a sparkling water. Bit of a palate cleanse, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, I suppose that's for some people. I knew someone like that. For some people, it's also a question of you're having something that's not really healthy, which is the coffee. So you kind of mix that with the sparkling water, which is here at least commonly used for any kind of stomach issues.
Stomach issues. Okay, that's a really nice way of putting it. But yeah, well, originally mineral water was medicinal, wasn't it? Not unlike olive oil in the UK. The only time we had olive oil in the UK until about 30 years ago was if you were ill or had an ear infection, believe it or not. So it's interesting, isn't it? And then these things become just mass marketed. And we forget. And Beral was I think medicinal in its origins. Coca-Cola, the same. Yeah, very interesting. We have Gary Mills joining us, and thank you for that, Antonio, the Tosta Mystica. Gary is joining us from a wet Wales. On a positive note, mince pies and Quality Street have arrived in the stores. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, but yeah, for those of you who like your mince pies, it's October and they're in the shops already for Christmas in Wales, by the sound of it. Question 8. Can I continue my 100% run here?
Let's see. Question 8. Walking around in Portugal, it's very common to find streets that have at least 2 or 3 cafes. What is the reason behind this phenomena? A. Portuguese people tend to forget when they had their last coffee. B. Each cafe has its own vibe and caters to different types of clients. Or C. It has to do with a complicated scheme involving local gangs of old ladies and the coffee mafia.
C. No, I mean B. But it could be C.
It could be C. Yeah.
And it could be A as well. It's like, you're walking from one cafe to past the next one. It's like, have I had a coffee? Oh, yeah, 5 minutes ago in the last cafe. But this is a very interesting question, Cátia, because people will wonder why, won't they? Even in a small town, it's like, sadly, we are losing cafes, I think, in Portugal. However, where they're hanging on in there in a small town, it's like, hold on a minute. Which cafe do I go to? They're all well stocked. The cabinets are full of pastries and gum and chocolate and all the other things you've talked about this morning, and the top shelf of liquor. How do you choose? They are for a different clientele, each one, aren't they? And a different niche of the community. How does a foreigner choose the right cafe in that environment?
You have to go to each one and decide what you like. It's not just about like the kind of snacks, for example, the kind of food they have. It's also about the whole vibe of the place. Like, for example, do you have like the staff there? Are they really talkative? And do you like that?
Yes.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you just like to sit there in your table and just read your paper or whatever and have your coffee and then you leave. There are several things there that have to be taken into account. Yeah.
It's another blog post. What type of person are you? You can
no, it should be like one of those quizzes. Like you should choose your cafe based on this personality quiz.
I can see it in Psychology's magazine. And actually, we could fly people out to Portugal and give them a character assessment based on which cafe they naturally choose. Now, some cafes, it reminds what you're saying. It reminds me of certain cafes I've been to where the owner has been absolutely sour-faced, and there's no smile, there's no service. You want a coffee, you get your coffee, you pay for your coffee, drink your coffee, and go. And those cafes persist, don't they? Because there are some people who just want that no-nonsense, pal, queijo approach to having a coffee, right? No noise, no TV, no music, nothing like that. It's like, old-fashioned sort of religious cafe.
It's funny because I've seen in a cafe near where I live. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times that I've been there. There's a Chinese guy from the shop next door, and he's just so Portuguese, in this little bit. He enters the cafe, he does this, he doesn't sit down, he stays at the counter. They serve him his coffee, he drinks it up, doesn't sit, drinks it up, pays, and then he leaves, just like this. And I'm thinking, oh God, that is so is so Portuguese person before entering the office at 9 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. And it's you have to choose your cafe wisely, don't you, based on all you've been saying. If you want the banter and the chat and a cafe owner who won't leave you alone with a bit of banter and a bit of polite conversation, you need to choose that place. And if you try that stuff in one of the quiet cafes where people are just getting refueled, you're going to find a stern response, I think, aren't you? Potentially. The Portuguese has joined us. Should we get him on for the last couple of questions? Yeah, let's bring him on. Okay, nice big round of applause. Easy good.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Bom dia, amigos.
Bom dia.
How is it you start your videos, Portuguese, when you're on there? You've got a special way of cranking up your YouTube videos, your introduction. Have you forgotten how you do it?
Yeah, I've forgotten how to do it because I have a script. I shouldn't say that, really, should I? I actually had someone on one of my videos say, "Wow, it's amazing! You spoke for 10 minutes without a teleprompter." I'm like, "Look into my sunglasses. Can you see that white rectangle that's always in my sunglasses?" That's a script.
Old school.
Yeah, I think I say "Bom dia, Portugal." Because my followers are the Portuguese.
Yes, that's how you say it. And congratulations on your elevated monetized status. Please subscribe to the.
Well, I'm not in it for the money, Carl.
We
Not
always
in it for
say
the
that.
money. Not in it for the money.
Everyone says that. But you won't be turning it down, will you? But it's
I won't turn it down, and it will all be going to the charity of me.
Very good.
Me. Hey, I'll tell you what, I got in trouble for muttering about the rugby last time, didn't I? Do you remember?
I don't remember that. No,
Yeah,
I can never remember. You know, all the trouble you get yourself into. How am I supposed to remember each particular
Yeah,
incident?
no. To be fair, I sometimes say this to my students. They'll say, "Oh, do you remember?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've kind of had 30 days of lessons since then." So yeah, I get it. But they beat Fiji, didn't they?
They did.
So I had to stop muttering. They're a serious.
I don't even want you to say what you said. Yeah, let's not go back there. Let's just, if you'd like to put the record straight by
Thank you, Antonio.
Congratulate the Portuguese squad, perhaps, on their excellent performance, or will be forgiven.
Well, I am congratulating them, of course. And even though I don't particularly watch rugby, of course, Portugal are my team now. They are my team. So yeah.
Listen to you, but blowing in the wind from like muttering and getting.
Well, what it was, the context was the day before that guy in Mexico had rocked up in the Mexican Parliament with two aliens.
Oh
and
yes,
I was trying to compare which one I thought seemed more outlandish: the idea of Portugal rugby team in the World Cup, or two aliens in the Mexican Parliament. That's what I was muttering about. I can remember.
Instantly back there. We're instantly back there. The wounds have been opened up again. I remember now. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. We love your insight. We love your videos. People are very happy for you here. I think that's directed directly at you from Squire Shires. Bon dia, amigo. He's part of Portuguese. So, you join us for the, I don't know if you've heard any of this so far. You might have been teaching right up to the line here before joining us. But we are in a Portugal cafe, a virtual Portugal cafe, and it's Cátia Lima's Portugal cafe quiz. I've got 100% so far. I think am I 7 or 8 out of 8 at the moment, Cátia? He's already caused some trouble.
8. Yeah.
He's already caused trouble, Cátia. Look, he's held up a mug as though that were in some way a good thing. We don't drink coffee at home here in Portugal, do we?
Yeah, we do. You have the Delta machines, remember?
Yeah, but
the coffee machine.
That must have caused, when they were first coming in, there must have been a sort of sense of, unrest in the Portuguese people making coffee at home.
No, not really. No.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You're forgiven, Portuguese. Forgive me. Question 9, please.
Question 9. Okay. So many Portuguese cafes have TV sets. Every now and then, people gather in cafes to watch something specific on those TV sets. What is it? A. Sunday Mass. B. Live broadcasts.
Little House on the Prairie.
B. Live broadcasts from the stock exchange, or C. Football matches.
That's why Carl's there. Carl's there for B every time. Yeah.
I thought it was A. That's okay. You're there for A, right? Portuguese. The Sunday match.
I do like the idea of going to the cafe for the mass, but that is, recently, in the last week, it may well have been the rugby that we were talking about, because the atmosphere watching the rugby was incredible where I was, and I think all over Portugal. But yes, it's going to be sport, isn't it? It's going to, generally speaking, it's going to be the football. And not everyone likes it, do they, Cátia? I mean, among Portuguese people, is it just an accepted thing? We've got TVs in there, or are there voices of dissent among the Portuguese people? You can't hear yourself thinking here. We're trying to have a cup of coffee, and there's all that football going on.
I think that most people don't really mind. No. Again, if you don't like it, if it's something, imagine if there's like a big match going on, if you want to have your coffee or something, and you don't particularly like that kind of environment, I'm sure there's another cafe just around the corner. So
exactly. Yeah. And some people do complain. I mean, how have you found that, Portuguese? Did you like the idea? You've got kids, of course, so have I. When you go into a cafe, it's quite good to have something they can stare at while you have a quiet coffee, isn't it?
I'm not a fan of.
I thought you might say.
To be honest, but we're always outside anyway, because we always have our dogs with us. Okay. So it really has no impact on us. Yeah. Right. But generally speaking, when I go out for a coffee, I like it to be quiet.
Apart from you making the video, I've seen
you from me. Yeah.
I've seen you in the cafe, and some of the faces of the people in there when you went in and did that cafe one. That was brilliant, because you never quite know, do you, how people are going to react? And generally, people are very good about it, aren't they? Do you get disclaimers, and do you get everyone to do a sign off and release form in the cafe?
I've had one guy get it. Sometimes you can see by people's faces, and to be honest, unless it's incidental, which I believe is legal in Portugal, I won't film anyone without permission, because I know that in Portugal people don't like it. And the only guy I had get really angry with me, and he did get really angry, and he kept shouting out respect, respect at the top of his lungs. And I kept saying to him, I'm not, why do you think I'm filming you? I'm not interested in you at all, but you're kind of making me want to turn the camera. Do you know what I mean? I know, I didn't know, I didn't. But yeah, he was really, really
upsetting though. First of all, he's making a freedom and privacy statement, and then you turn on him and say, "I'm not even interested in you, mate." It's like, well, where does he go with that?
Where does he go with that? Well, my theory was, I mean, it was a market stall. My theory was, we all know why you don't want to be on camera, mate. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean. Yes, I do.
Yeah. In case the GNR are watching my videos, looking for people who aren't paying taxes.
I wonder if they're among your 1,000 subscribers. They could be, couldn't they?
Well, anything's possible. Although, to be fair, the demographic is quite clear in the analytics, isn't it? You must have seen that.
I don't look at it too much, but yes. I mean, could you be able to discern if the GNR are watching?
Well, I guess you wouldn't know. It doesn't say what their job is, does it?
No, but if they're
welcome.
If there are a lot of people who look like they're under 18, it could be the GNR. It's only up from their Portuguese 1K subscribers. Fantastic.
1,100 now. Thank you, guys.
Oh, well done.
Thank you for noticing.
Just turn your back for a moment, and it's like a virus. Okay, we are 9 out of 9. By my reckoning, 1 out of 1 for the Portuguese. Are doing ever so well here. It's just going to be a really tricky one as the last question.
Well, it's. Maybe you've heard that one. If in Carl, maybe.
Oh, I see. Okay, so drum roll for the last question then.
Okay. What is the joke that cafe waiters must make at least once a month, as per the secret rules of the Grand Lodge of Cafes? A. Your mother. B. That's what she said. C. Queria, já não quero. You never heard that one?
It's got to be C. It's got to be C.
It has to be C.
But if you start speaking in Portuguese in café, sooner or later you're going to hear this one. Queria, já não quero. Okay, so queria is like what we call in Portuguese condicional de cortesia. It's a conditional verb form, like would you like, except it's the same verb form as the past tense. Like eu ontem queria, yesterday I wanted a coffee, today I don't want, right? So that's why you say, you're trying to be polite in Portuguese and say queria café, por favor. I'd like a coffee, please. And so the guy will say queria, já não quero. So you want it, but now you don't want it. That's kind of a joke that they make, like.
Well, we can do that. We could even act it out, couldn't we? Should we do that as a bit of role play here? Who's going to be the cafe? Are you going to be the waitress here, Cátia, for that? And
yeah,
we get the Portuguese. He sat outside because he's with his dog. Are you happy with
and
your
you're
line?
learning Portuguese, aren't you? Come on, so you need to practice a bit.
Absolutely.
Right?
Are you happy to be
what do I say?
His lines are queria café, por favor, aren't they?
Yeah, queria café, por favor.
Café.
No, you have to say queria.
Yeah, that is the trigger for the joke.
Okay.
Queria café. Okay. Action.
Boa tarde. Queria café, por favor.
Queria, já não quero. See?
Very good.
And everyone goes like,
yes. Very good improv and reactions there, Portuguese. Huh? That was great. Really good. I think we've got our short of the day. It's
a mix of.
Yeah. It's a bit like the wash your car joke in a way.
Go on, what's the wash your car joke?
You know, you're washing your car and then the neighbour says, hey, come and do mine next.
Oh,
and everyone goes, oh.
Oh, yeah. What's he like?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I feel a bit. I got 10 out of 10, and I'm quite pleased on one level, but also I didn't get the. I kind of just
But you could have got 11. Is that what you're going to say? You could have pushed for 11.
You could have understood the last question.
Sound like one of my Hong Kong students' parents.
Yeah. A little bit of a fair stereotype there, I think, this morning. And I say that with having a Chinese mother myself. So very good. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much. 10 out of 10 for me. And I kind of got a bit lucky with the last one. 2 out of 2 for Portuguese. And I think you'd have done pretty well too, Tony, there. Thank you so much. Any other notes to give us on Portuguese cafe life, Cátia? And what about this blog? Where can we read more about what you're saying about Café?
Oh, I'm just sending you the links to the series of
the
Portuguese Café Secret Handbook.
Yep.
It's a series of 4 blog posts. Coincidentally, anyone can also buy me a virtual coffee. You'll find the links there.
Should.
Yeah.
Flipping right. So they should. If you found that educational, amusing, enlightening, please go over to the links that I'm posting up now and you'll be able to actually buy Cátia a coffee.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.